Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, I do want to mention the two donation links down below in the description. Feel free to support the Ukrainian refugees and Ukraine's military by donating whatever you can. Obviously, $1, $2, $5, everything's going to help. We appreciate all the support, guys. So yeah, thank you for all the support. And if you want to leave a negative comment and you want to tell me what not to do and stay out of politics on this channel, well, my friend, I can't do that while my country is under attack. So I'm going to do everything in my power to help and support my country. So yeah, this is my channel and I can talk about whatever I want. So if you don't like that, please feel free to unsubscribe. But jumping into the daily chart, so we can see that right now we're having a pullback, and I did tell you that Moonriver would obviously pull back if Bitcoin had a correction, and on my Patreon I did drop a Bitcoin technical analysis like a week ago saying that I am expecting Bitcoin to come back below $40,000, and that is what we got here. And I did have this Fibonacci retracement in the last video, and you did have all these levels. So right now we're landing on the 1.272. We have the fib flipped with the targets to the downside. We have our swing high over here, February 7th, with our swing low over here, January 24th. Let me just make that seem a bit better. There we go. So yeah, we are below the 20 EMA. We just got rejected from the 20 EMA over here. As you can see, we wicked to the 20, got rejected back down. So $57 is the 1.272. We lost that. Below that, we have $53.50, 53.5. And below that, we have the 1.618, which is our technical target after losing the first fib level at $67.50. Sitting at $47.50, the 1.618. So this is what I would be targeting right now. Now, if that did end up playing out, and it is possible, right? Because we don't know how long Bitcoin is going to be in this consolidation period, this would still be good because essentially we would be creating a bullish reversal pattern, which is called a double bottom, essentially, with this being our neckline. And let me just get the target for you. For example, if this did play out, right, and we bounced off the 1.618, we would be looking at, so that would be $148 for Moonriver if the target played out, obviously. That is if the target played out. So basically what I did is I took a trend line from the top of the neckline here all the way down to the bottom. Actually, I should have taken it a bit lower, just like this, right? So the target is going to be a bit higher now. So it's going to be sitting at around about $155. So that would be our target from this double bottom pattern if it is going to play out. Obviously, we don't know. We may get supported by the 1.414 and have a move from there. And that would still be bullish because essentially you're starting an uptrend because you have your swing low here. You have a higher low here. You have a high here, and then you need to continue up, break this resistance, and create a higher high. So a higher high, a higher low is an uptrend, obviously. So we did have this falling wedge over here that I covered multiple weeks ago, and the target was met over here at $76, which was great if you took that trade. But other than that, we are simply looking for support now on a Moonriver. If I jump into the daily RSI, we still have the support trend line from the last video. As you can see, I am expecting a bounce off of the support trend line. We had two bounces here back in January. We had another bounce here March 13th, and we are potentially looking for a bounce here in April. And if that does happen, perhaps buy some Moonriver once you see a touch off this trend line, and then you potentially can go higher. If you end up losing this trend line and going into the oversold zone here, then buy some more Moonriver tokens over here, because the lower the price gets, the more you should buy. So never buy all in at one price, because the price can always go lower. And regarding the daily chart, that is pretty much it. And I'm just gonna drop into the Binance chart for more oscillators. Okay, jumping into the weekly chart for a second here. So we don't have the EMAs on the weekly chart. This is the Binance chart. Obviously, Moonriver was listed back in November of last year. So So potentially what I am expecting here to happen is if we hold this white trend line as support here, as you can see, this ascending white trend line, and we keep bouncing up and down, we potentially can find ourselves in this ascending triangle, and that could present a nice breakout target for us if this were to play out. But we need at least a second touch to confirm that this trend line is a valid support trend line. So what we do is we take a trend line from the top to the bottom of the triangle, and we place the target over here, and we're going to get a target at $143 if this was to play out, or if this were to play out, because you can see that we do have this strong resistance on the weekly chart where we bounced off of this level here. We had another wick to this area, and we have another move to the downside. Now, obviously, if you were to lose this ascending support trend line, then I would look for a double bottom pattern as we just discussed on the daily chart. No oscillators information here on the weekly. Let's jump into the daily. So here the stochastic is in the oversold, so perfect opportunity to get back into Moonriver, or basically to dollar cost average in, or to buy in, whatever you want to say. As you can see, the last time you were in this zone, you had that nice move to the upside. This is where you could have potentially taken some profits and bought back in once the oscillators did reset. Now, moving into the MACD on the daily chart, you can see that we do have a bearish cross here, and this is this is your confirmation of the downtrend, basically. But the last time we had this bearish cross here, it didn't last for that long. We did seem to have a bullish cross soon after, and we had that strong move to the upside. Before that, we had a bearish cross February 21st, and after that, we did see some moves to the downside. So potentially right now, I would expect a pullback. Let's bring out some of the EMAs here so that we can see where we can expect this to go. So all the EMAs are above the 55. If I pull out the 35 EMA here, it's basically where the 20 is at the moment. So no EMAs that we can rely on right now. Basically, it's all up to Bitcoin right now, but I would say that we need to hold this white trend line as support, and that way we can find ourselves in an ascending triangle. But we need to have a bounce off this trend line. If we don't, for example, what would happen if we basically reversed from here? What we can do is simply move the trend line up, right? And that would still be an ascending trend line, right? An ascending support trend line, see? So really, we just don't want to lose this trend line and go lower than this low, because if that were to happen, obviously, if you were to lose this low, then that would be a continuation of the downtrend, because you printed a high, you printed a lower high, you have a low, and you're printing a lower low afterwards. So that would be your continuation of the downtrend. We do not want to see that. So let's see how this plays out right now. Like I said, you have your support levels. Make sure to have the buy limit orders ready and set to go. Now, what else let's jump into the 4-hourly chart actually to see what's going to happen in the midterm to short term. So obviously, 4-hourly RSI, we are in the oversold. Let's see what happened the last time we were in the oversold. That was March 14th, and by March 20th, we were in the overbought. So this is potentially something that we can expect, obviously. 4-hourly stochastic, we're in the oversold. The last time we were in the oversold here at the beginning of April, then a couple of days later, you found yourself at the overbought position on the stochastic RSI. And obviously a bearish cross on the 4-hourly MACD. So last time we had this bearish cross, we had a strong move to the downside. So like I said, we don't know what's going to happen yet. Hopefully Bitcoin can hold $38,500. That would be a strong level to hold. As you can see, all the EMAs, we're crossing below all the EMAs, from the 80 EMA to the 100 EMA to the 200 EMA to the 150 EMA. So we're losing the EMAs right now. All we need to worry about is the support levels that we need to hold right now, these trend lines and the daily trend line on the RSI that I showed you previously. So that is pretty much it. Also, what would be very bullish here is potentially we could create some sort of an inverse head and shoulders here. Obviously, you have your left shoulder, you have your head, you have your right shoulder, with that being the neckline, and we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. Now that I think of it, we can even potentially find ourselves in an ascending channel over here, in a channel up pattern, obviously. So we just need to see where we're going to land. Where is the support going to be? Because I'm not telling you where we're going to land. I'm just giving you some options where we can potentially bounce off of. Because some people think that TA and my channel is all about predicting the future. I'm really not, I'm just showing you where are the resistance levels and where are the support levels for you to be able to make your own decisions, make your own smart decisions, hopefully. So you have your support levels. As for the resistance levels, let me just throw in a Fib retracement real quick over here to see what we can expect. So there we go. So right now what we're doing is we're landing on the 0.236 here. So this is a Fibonacci support. So like I said, potentially we may even bounce from $55.50. You do have the golden ratio over here, which is a strong resistance zone at $80. So you have to keep an eye on that zone. And if you break through the swing high, which is over here at, what's that, $116, which is the swing high of this Fib retracement, you are going to be looking at $212. But that is yet to come, obviously. We're going to be targeting that after we break through $116. So that is pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Patreon. That's a great way to support me and a great way for you to get more exclusive content, TA requests. I do post there daily. We have low cap jump calls, market sentiment analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of, useful stuff in there. So feel free to check that out. And also don't forget to check out the donation links to support Ukraine. Thank you very much. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.